Most men think mixed signals mean a woman is confused, but the painful truth is, most of the time, she's not confused at all. She just hasn't decided if you are the man she wants to invest in. And if you've ever felt your chest tighten because a woman is warm one day and cold the next, if you've ever stared at your phone wondering why she said she missed you yesterday, but today she takes 8 hours to reply, then yeah, this conversation is for you. And before we go deeper, let me say something very calmly. If you want more conversations like this that actually help you understand what is happening inside modern dating, subscribing here is a smart move. No drama, no hate, just clear thinking about relationships that most men were never taught. Now, here's the problem most men face with mixed signals. One moment she's affectionate, laughing, leaning into you, texting you first. The next moment she's distant, short replies, canceled plans, acting like the emotional connection you felt suddenly disappeared. And your mind starts doing what every man's mind does in that situation. You start replaying everything. Did I say something wrong? Did she lose interest? Is there another guy? Should I text again or wait? Your brain tries to solve the puzzle. But here's the twist many men don't realize. Mixed signals are not always about what she feels. Sometimes they're about what she is testing. And if you misunderstand that, you will react in a way that quietly pushes her away. But here's what men don't realize. The biggest mistake in this situation is overreaction. The moment a man senses distance, he often tries to fix the connection immediately. He texts more, he explains himself, he tries to bring back the warmth. But wait, this is where you lose her without knowing. Because when a woman senses that your emotional stability depends on her behavior, attraction starts to drop quietly. Not because she's cruel, not because she planned it, but because attraction works through emotional strength and emotional mystery. Let me give you a simple situation many men recognize. You're texting her during the week. On Monday, she's playful, sending voice notes, asking about your day. On Tuesday, she sends you memes and calls you cute. And your mind relaxes because it feels like things are moving forward. Then Wednesday comes. You send a message in the morning. No reply. Afternoon passes, still nothing. And suddenly your body reacts before your logic does. Your chest tightens a little, your mind becomes restless. You check if she viewed your Instagram story, you notice she's active online, and the thought appears, she's ignoring me. But here's the truth drop most men need to hear. Attention is emotional currency, and people spend it differently depending on how invested they feel. But here's what men don't realize. Mixed signals often reveal uncertainty, not rejection. Sometimes she likes you, but she is still evaluating you. Sometimes she enjoys your attention, but is not fully emotionally invested yet. Sometimes she's simply living her life, and you are interpreting normal space as rejection. And that one mistake is what ruins everything. Because when a man interprets uncertainty as rejection, he begins to chase reassurance, and reassurance chasing is the fastest way to destroy attraction. Let's talk about another moment many men quietly experience. You're at a small birthday gathering with friends. She introduced you to people earlier, she held your arm, she laughed at your jokes. For a moment, you felt proud standing next to her. Then later in the evening, something small happens. Another guy joins the conversation. She laughs at his jokes too. She gives him attention. Not flirting exactly, but enough to make your mind uncomfortable. And suddenly your ego starts whispering, why is she acting different? Is she comparing me? Am I losing her attention? Your body becomes slightly tense. You become quieter. Maybe you even start trying harder to be impressive. But wait, this is where many men lose the psychological frame of the situation. Because mixed signals often reveal how a man handles emotional uncertainty, and attraction often grows when a man remains calm inside that uncertainty. Let me explain the psychology behind this. In modern dating, people rarely reveal their full emotional investment immediately. Both men and women protect themselves a little. This is part of human attachment patterns. Nobody wants to be the one who falls too fast and gets hurt. So sometimes what looks like mixed signals is simply emotional pacing. She moves closer, then she steps back slightly. She shows interest, then she observes how you respond. And here's the key question many women are unconsciously asking during this phase. Is this man emotionally steady, or does he panic when things feel uncertain? But here's what men don't realize. Your reaction to mixed signals often communicate more about your value than your words ever could. Let's take a simple dating app situation. You match, conversation flows, she replies quickly for 2 days. You both joke about meeting up. Then suddenly the replies slow. 3 hours, 5 hours, sometimes a full day. Now your mind creates stories. She found someone better. She lost interest. I need to restart the conversation. But wait, this is where you lose her without knowing, because when you suddenly send long emotional messages trying to recover the energy, you signal something subtle. You signal that you depend on her response for your emotional balance, and attraction quietly weakens. Here is another truth many men discover later in life. A woman often becomes more interested when she senses that a man's life continues smoothly, whether she texts him or not. Not because she wants distance, but because emotional independence is attractive. Let's look at a quieter moment. You're sitting together on the couch one evening watching something on TV. The mood feels relaxed. She leans on your shoulder. Everything feels easy. Then suddenly she becomes a little distant the next day. Short answers, less physical affection, and your mind starts searching for a reason. But here's what men don't realize. Emotions are not always consistent. Attraction is not a straight line. Sometimes people pull back slightly to regain their emotional balance. Sometimes they want to see if the connection still feels natural when space appears. And if a man becomes anxious during that space, it sends a message. It tells her the emotional center of the relationship is fragile. Now, here's the mindset shift most men need. Mixed signals are not instructions for you to chase clarity immediately. They are information about the emotional rhythm of the connection. Your job is not to decode every small behavior. Your job is to stay emotionally steady while observing the bigger pattern. If the pattern over time shows genuine interest, warmth returns naturally. If the pattern shows consistent distance, the answer reveals itself without you forcing it. But here's what men don't realize. Calm observation is more powerful than emotional reaction. And this brings us to the practical side. If you are dealing with mixed signals, the first thing to stop doing immediately is chasing emotional reassurance. Stop sending extra messages just to confirm she still likes you. Stop over-explaining yourself. Stop trying to fix the emotional temperature every time it changes. That behavior quietly places you in a weaker position. Instead, keep your rhythm. Reply normally. Suggest plans normally. Live your life normally. Let her see that your emotional stability does not depend on her mood that day. The second thing is clarity through action, not interrogation. Many men try to solve mixed signals by asking heavy questions. Where is this going? Do you actually like me? Why are you acting different? But those questions often create pressure. Instead, watch behavior over time. Does she show up when you invite her out? Does she engage when you're together? Does she invest effort occasionally? Patterns reveal truth more clearly than emotional conversations early on. The third thing is boundaries. If mixed signals turn into consistent disrespect, that's different. If she cancels repeatedly without effort to reschedule, if she only reaches out when she needs attention, if she disappears for days but expects you to remain emotionally available, then calm boundaries become necessary. And the language can be very simple. You can say something like, I enjoy spending time with you, but I prefer clear energy. If we're both interested, great. If not, that's okay too. No anger, no drama, just clarity. And here's the identity shift I want you to carry after this conversation. A man who understands mixed signals does not chase emotional certainty. He creates emotional stability. He observes calmly. He responds thoughtfully. He protects his dignity without becoming cold or bitter. So this week, try something different. If a woman's energy fluctuates, do not panic. Do not overanalyze every message. Give the connection room to breathe. Focus on your life, your work, your routines, your friendships. Let attraction develop in a space where you are centered. And if clarity comes that she is not truly invested, accept it with dignity and move forward. Because the goal of dating is not to decode every signal perfectly. The goal is to find someone whose energy becomes clear when you stop chasing confusion. Stay calm, stay observant, and let your presence speak louder than your anxiety.